Welcome to my Twilight vlog. So, everyone I know is like going through a Twilight phase right now. Everyone's watching the movies, everyone's like reminiscing, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch the movies for this vlog, but I'm gonna reread the series. And just like as a fun FYI, I have already finished Twilight by the time that I'm filming this intro. I just like decided to read it on a whim. I didn't realize it was available from my library and like read it in like 2 days. I did vlog some of that, but I never like filmed an intro. So this is my intro. I haven't read the series in probably like 12 years, like at least a decade, probably 12 years. Twilight was one of my favorite books for a very brief period of time, but like hardcore favorite. Like I read fan fiction. I was very into the whole Twilight world. And then the last book came out, and like the movie and the last book combined just ruined the series for me. So we're gonna see how I feel about it now. I'm just gonna insert my vlog footage and then we'll go over like final thoughts. This is crummy ass vlog footage. I just like want to talk about Twilight. I started reading it this afternoon and proceeded to not talk about it. Like, I couldn't. I'm having a great time right now. I remember reading this book so vividly. Oh God. It's so fun. I'm like, I don't know, a third of the way in. I'm like, our girl Bella, she knows what's up. She knows he's a vampire. She gets that down. It's a little insta love, like I'm realizing that. But like, whatever, this is fine. I'm having a great time. So many iconic lines. How old are you? 17. And how old have you been seen? A while. I mean, Stephenie Meyer, like, drama. Maybe he's wearing khakis, but like, Edward's sexy. I said it. Reading this book for the first time in a decade is a wild ride because I remember like everything as it's happening, but I've completely forgot a lot of it. So we're at the part where like the vampire clan, the other one is showing up, like they're playing baseball. Wow, that vampire baseball game, so sexy. And yeah, it's just like funny because I remember all this like deep in the recesses of my brain. Racing through it. I don't see the appeal of kissing Edward. His lips are described as icy, hard, marble, cold. Just, you know what? Bella, he's yours. Not for me. I'm not attracted. I was when I was 14 though, so. Whew, what does that say about me? So, what a wild ride. Twilight is just like, honestly, I see how the first book like grabbed every teenage girl in America's like attention and held fast. I mean, that first book is very good. It's got everything you need. It's got like a sexy 17-year-old. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. It's got a relatable character with no major personality traits, except that she's clumsy and reads old classics. So like you can very easily kind of put yourself into the story and like feel like you are Bella. It was really just fun. I mean, a lot of parts I remembered, but then there were parts that like I didn't remember them happening. You know, I didn't really remember the baseball scene. I didn't remember her meeting the family, and I also like the meadow scene and like her figuring out that he was a vampire was very different from what I remember. I have this just like very visceral memory of the meme of from the movie where he's like standing behind her in the woods and he's like, and she's like, I know what you are. And he goes, say it. And she goes, a vampire. That doesn't happen in the book. Like at all. Like she like basically tells him like over dinner, like, I know you're a vampire. And he's like, yeah, I figured it out. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've just picked up New Moon. I couldn't find my copy of Twilight or New Moon. And then my library has Twilight and Twilight and Eclipse, but not New Moon. So I'm just gonna find like a download online. Stephanie Meyer has enough money. Maybe it's immoral, but like, the lady's fine. She's probably releasing Midnight Sun like later this week, so I'm probably gonna read that. Anyway, I'm off to read New Moon now. Depressed Bella. Time for that. Good morning. You know, I looked better, but oh no. She got up. Well, okay. Okay, so I stayed up last night reading. And I got to the part where Edward has left. I'm on New Moon, obviously. And so Edward has left. And like, is there anything more iconic than those like 4 pages of blank with just the month? Like telling you the passage of time with Bella's depression? No, there's nothing more iconic. So, yeah, she's just depressed. That's where we're at. I don't know. I feel like New Moon is like maybe the worst one, but I also don't remember. They're all bad. Why am I doing this? So, okay. It's been a bit. I've read quite a lot of New Moon since I last vlogged. I don't even know what I said in my last clip. I feel like I probably said that New Moon sucked because I remember it sucking. However, it doesn't. Like, honestly, I'm riveted. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know that he's a werewolf, but like, I'm still like, Bella, like, why is Jacob ignoring you? I don't know. I'm into this like Bella doing reckless shit to like hear Edward's voice and like, I'm just into it. Yeah, also, Stephanie Meyer just posted that she's releasing Midnight Sun in August, and like, I like thought that she was, because there was like rumors that there was a countdown on her website or whatever, and rumors that it was gonna be Midnight Sun, and that's kind of like what prompted me to do this reread. But now I'm like, oh. My inner 14-year-old is screaming. Did I read it like that when it first was like published on her website? Absolutely. Do I remember it? No. I kind of hope like when it gets published that it's more than just the events of Twilight though. I don't know if I need like I don't need like a full series in Edward's point of view, but I need to know what he was doing during New Moon. Like we don't know what he was doing. We don't get his point of view. So that's actually where it would matter, like that I care about his point of view. Honestly, I don't really want to like watch her sleep. That's creepy. But yeah, New Moon's super good. I'm like a little under halfway through it. Yeah, but also I just got a Switch and Animal Crossing, so it's been harder to read because I've been like playing my Switch, and also like it's a Monday, so like I have work. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and finish like today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I could probably maybe read like 200 pages today, 200 tomorrow, because it's very fast. Yeah, and I'll just like update you all on that. Yeah, so far New Moon, it's a good ride. It's a good time. Yeah, can't wait till I like have vague memories of like what happens next. I think she goes to Italy in this one. Can't wait. Whoop! Yeah, so I finished New Moon. I'm sorry if you hear like weird bells. My cat's having like a really good time playing with a new toy, so she's being loud. Okay, so I finished New Moon, and like, damn, I mean, New Moon is really good. I feel like I should talk to New Moon at the beginning of this vlog because I don't like Jacob. I don't like him. I don't care about that plot. They don't care about Jacob. However, has anyone been friend-zoned harder than Jacob Black? I mean, he's like, is there any hope? And she's like, you're my best friend. Like, I'm gonna hold your hand and like lead you on. And you know, but like, you're just my best friend. And like, maybe you'll take me even though I'm broken. I don't know. Honestly, Bella sucks. Like, she's so self-absorbed. I don't know. Like, get over yourself. I don't feel bad for her. That's basically how I feel. But New Moon is really good. The werewolves add like a really fun element to the whole thing, you know? It's like an old adventure. And like the hallucinations and like her cliff diving. But like, their like sprint to Italy and like that whole montage and like the Volturi being introduced. I mean, oh my god. That's like some good shit. You're like, oh, this is gonna be plot relevant. Yeah, so okay, finished New Moon. I gave it 4 stars, same as I gave Twilight. I'm gonna give this whole series 4 stars. It doesn't deserve 5, but it doesn't really deserve 3 either. In a way, it's like, it's unrateable. You know, like Twilight is, it's too much. It's too much to like give it a proper rating. These shadows are doing nothing for me. This is a lot better. So we're gonna ignore all that footage of me looking terrible. So now that I have some good light, I'm gonna talk about Eclipse, which I've just started. Look, okay, up until now, I kind of was like, okay, maybe we all like blew Edward's like possessiveness out of proportion, you know. This isn't like a terrible example for like young girls of like what a relationship should be. Sure, they fall in love like way too fast. And he's a vampire. But like in other ways, he's very respectful and like not a bad boyfriend. But in Eclipse, he's getting very possessive and like, I just read the part where Alice, basically he pays Alice to like keep her locked up. I don't know. Like, I get like werewolves and vampires are mortal enemies and like you can't trust a young werewolf, and I'm just trying to protect you, Bella. But at the same time, like, ooh. Yeah, so at this point, honestly, I don't remember what else happens in this book. I don't know when she becomes a vampire. I assume that's in the last book because I know that she has to have her baby at some point. So maybe in this one they get married? I don't know, but I do know like after New Moon things like really go downhill, and I don't like Breaking Dawn. So I'm not looking forward to reading it. I'm hoping that, you know, 12 years later I'll have like a different opinion. But Breaking Dawn truly ruined this franchise for me. I couldn't get past like the vampire baby. So we'll see. Okay, gonna sign off and maybe read a little more. Bye. Okay, so I just want to talk about Eclipse for like a second. What the heck? New Moon, like, honestly, probably the best of the series. You know, it's dynamic, it's going, got new characters, new relationships. Bella's hallucinating. Wild stuff is happening. Eclipse, nothing has happened. I'm halfway through this book. And so far it's just like, there's a nebulous threat that's gonna kill Bella. And now she's like not sure if she wants to be a vampire, but like she does, but she's not ready yet. And I just like, I'm having a hard time understanding like, one, why Bella and Edward are in love. I guess on Edward's side there's like a weird magical like mate thing happening, but I don't really get what like Bella sees in Edward. He's just like, he wears khakis. And like, she's so horny. That's like the enjoyable part, is like how much she just wants to like jump him. It's very funny. But I don't know. And so like, because I don't understand why Bella loves Edward, I don't understand why she wants to be a vampire. It doesn't seem that appealing to me. Like, you lose all of your humanity. She just wants to be like beautiful. That's it. And I'm like, girl, that's like not worth literally dying for. I mean, I guess she's like, I want to be with Edward forever, but like then she like can't see her parents probably for years. I just having a hard time getting through this. Like understanding her motivations as a character. I don't know. I mean, Bella sucks, but like I didn't know she sucked like this much. And I mean, okay, so I'm about halfway through. Now that I've ranted about not understanding this book, I'm about halfway through. She's just graduated, but they haven't had the graduation party yet. Or like she's finished her finals. And like the threat in Seattle, they figured out what it probably is. And Jacob kissed her and she was like, get away from me. I only love stone lips. Which, you know, not a great move, Jacob. But like we all know you're just in love with like the little egg inside of her. It's gonna become Renesmee. Which like that's a whole other plot twist that I will talk about when we get there. I don't know, I'm just, man, this series really loses steam at this point. I guess, you know, she's like 18 years old. She doesn't know that like things get better when you're not a teenager. I don't know, wish me luck. I'm gonna really try and finish soon because I can't do this as much longer. I just need to pop in like real quick. Okay, Bella like saying to Jacob like kiss me so you can come back. Like she's so she's just so selfish. And like she knows that she's selfish and yet she continues to make selfish decisions. Oh, it just drives me nuts. Like, just let him go, Bella. Like, you're not gonna pick him. He knows it. We all know it. You know it. It's just really frustrating. Like, I mean, up until now, Bella just kind of like nebulously sucked and like definitely led him on. But this is just, I'm mad. Yeah. So I finally finished Eclipse. I did it. God, that one is boring. I mean, like nothing happens for the first 75%. And like a lot of crazy things happen. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. I was like hardcore Team Edward. Like I wrote fan fiction for this shit. And now I don't know. I mean, okay, I do really like Edward. I think he's quite funny. I just don't think Bella deserves him. And I don't really, like, I don't see the match. Like, there's, for a story that's supposed to be a romance, there's no romance. Like, where's the flirting? You know, even though they're like, one true, like, there was never any amount of flirting. And I guess I'm just, like, disappointed. Eclipse is just a study of me being disappointed. So we'll see what this all like looks like when I edit it all together. I mean, I'm not Team Jacob, but like I feel bad for him. Poor guy. And it's like really weird like watching them being like, I love you. Like when Bella's like, I am in love with you, but it's not enough. And he's like, I'll love you till my dying day. But like as a reader, I know that Renesmee is coming. And it just makes it kind of weird that like he's gonna fall in love with her baby. Ugh. I don't like it. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's like after midnight though, so I'm not gonna start Breaking Dawn yet. I don't want to read Breaking Dawn. It's my least favorite one. Although maybe it's better than Eclipse. I don't know, I don't remember. I read Breaking Dawn and like cut ties with this franchise, so we'll find out. So far, Eclipse, lowest rated. It's gonna probably be like a 3-star. It's not a 2-star because it does have some redeeming qualities, but it's definitely the lowest ranked so far. I mean, I rated Twilight and New Moon 4 stars, so. Anyway, check in later, probably tomorrow when I start Breaking Dawn. So, Breaking Dawn. It's time for this to end. I just like don't really want to read this one. Which I feel like what I've said at the beginning of every one of these books. I get less excited the longer this goes on because they get worse. I started Breaking Dawn this morning and it's going in a direction. Is it a good direction? No. The honeymoon part was pretty funny. Like the wedding and the honeymoon were cute. The honeymoon was funny because she just kept being like, I want to have sex. And he was like, no. And then she was like, I'll stay human if you'll have sex with me. And he was like, okay. So I thought that was funny. Like Bella's just like so horny. Like so horny this entire series. She just wants that vampire dick. Yeah, so making progress. She's pregnant. She's like clearly, you know, sunken in and everything. We're now like the first time ever we get like Jacob's point of view, which is fine. You know, he's sad and brooding and mad, and I'm just like, you know what, you're gonna want her to have this baby because like the baby's your true love, which is just so many other levels of weird. Yeah, but oh my god, like the scene literally where Edward like pimps out Jacob and literally is like, if she wants to have kids, she can have kids with you. But like, I don't want her having this baby. I'm so confused. Why are you pimping out Jacob? Why is Jacob like cool with this? It's just strange. I mean, like, I honestly feel like Stephanie Meyer was like, I'm already rich and I've got like millions of teenage girls stuck on this series, so I'm just gonna do like whatever the fuck I want in this series. I'm never gonna use like the word have sex until like many pages after they've done it, which was weird. Like, I get that she's a Mormon, but like, use the word. And like, I'm gonna throw a vampire baby, and I'm gonna throw the skeletal Bella, and I'm gonna throw the name Renesmee, and I'm gonna like throw imprinting on a toddler, and like it's all gonna work out because I don't know. I just like for the first 2.5, maybe even the first 3, I feel like Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse, like she had a plot, she had an outline, and she was going with it, and then it was like, oh, I wonder if maybe she had the first 2 outlined and she was going to wrap it all up with Eclipse, but it was making so much money that she made it into a 4-part series. I don't know. But yeah, this book is so huge. It's so many pages. On my app it says like 600 something, but I know that my library app doesn't count the pages right. This is the only one I could actually find like the real book for. I don't know where my other copies of the other books are. Probably in the basement somewhere. 754 pages. Like maybe 200 pages in. I want to finish this soon though, because I can't take much more of this series. I feel like this reread is making me Team Jacob. But really, I'm just like not Team Twilight. Can't wait for Midnight Sun though. Renesmee. I'm never gonna be over this name. I mean, are any of us? Doubtful. But oh my god, the scene where like Jacob is like, I have to kill it. I have to kill it. It's an abomination. And then he sees it and he's like, the universe is fallen in place and I am in love. It's just so funny. I laughed a lot. But now we're back to Bella's point of view and she sucks, so it all sucks. Okay, so I can't remember where I last like checked in. I have about like 250 pages left in this book and I don't want to keep going. Like this book is terrible. I hate Bella. I don't think I realized how much I hated her until we got, well, I mean, I knew that she sucked and I didn't like her. But then we get like a whole section in Jacob's point of view. And then we have to go back to Bella. She's just so annoying. And oh my god, she's so horny. Like this entire book series, she's just like really horny. And now she's a vampire and she's like, I'm even more horny. Baby, who? Like, just want to jump Edward's bones. I don't know. I mean, I think the Volturi show up sometime soon because like her baby is not allowed or something like that. I don't remember because I've read this book one time and I hated it then and I still hate it now, and I never saw the movie, so I assume that they show up in like these next 200 pages, but dear god, I just don't care. I just want this over with. But at the same time, like I can't stop thinking about Twilight. It's like infected my brain. I just have to get through this. I just have to finish and then I can move on with my life. I didn't think this was gonna like end this way. And you know, maybe it'll turn around. But so far, really, Twilight, like if I go by rankings, like Twilight is like a good book. You know, Twilight sucks you in, like you're invested. New Moon, like you're like much more emotional. It's more interesting. You know, you got new characters, like it kind of goes up and then it just like plummets. It's just like a steady downhill curve. When like normally books should kind of like get better, and then kind of taper off. I don't know, man. But I can't stand Bella. Honestly, she's like worse as a vampire. I did it. I finished the Twilight series. These last couple days were rough. This book is terrible. I mean, that was really hard for me to get through. That book, it was bad when I was, when did this come out? It was bad when I was 15. It's bad when I'm 26. Oh my god. I mean, like, first of all, I think the worst part of, no, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna go over my thoughts overall. I'm sure you probably have not watched this whole vlog. If you have, thanks. Sorry. Okay, so we'll start off on like a good note. Twilight. the one to start it all. And the best. No, not the best, but like Twilight is a solid book. It gets you in the world. You're invested, you know. It's pretty insta love, and I don't really know why they're like madly in love with each other. But you know what? If I was a lonely 17-year-old girl, that could have been me. I probably wanted it to be me when I was 14. Yeah. So Twilight's fine. Like I think I gave it 4 stars. I would say it's pretty innocuous. I would say it's maybe the most innocuous of all of them. Because like it's insta love, but it's kind of just like your first boyfriend, and sure, maybe he's a murderous vampire, but she doesn't like give up everything at that point for him. At that point. Because then we get to New Moon, which actually, I might have to say that New Moon's my favorite. Which I didn't think it was going to be. For some reason I remember really liking Eclipse, but maybe I thought events that happened in New Moon happened in Eclipse. Or vice versa. You know, we have this like mystery of like what's happening to Jacob. Obviously we all know that he's becoming a werewolf, but she doesn't know that. And so there's like some mystery, some intrigue, you know, what's going on. And then there's the whole like leading Jacob on, and like her saying, you know, oh, like, can I do this to Jacob? Can I be with him even though part of my heart is with Edward? And you're like, yeah, bitch, you can. You could do that. But she doesn't. And then, you know, I mean, the whole like Volturi and Italy scene, boom, 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 like it's fast, it's exciting. You know, New Moon's a fun time. Like New Moon keeps you moving. You don't have to think too much about how Stephanie Meyer's writing leaves a lot to be desired. Because then we get Eclipse. Eclipse is bad. I can't remember what happens, and I just read it not even a week ago, like 5 days ago. They come back, obviously. Oh, it's like the Victoria, but like Victoria's such like a nebulous threat that I don't care about. And so like this entire book is leading up to this standoff that I don't care about. I guess, honestly, the purpose of Eclipse is to like further cement the love triangle. But I think Eclipse could have just like really been half as long. I gave that one like, I think I gave it 3 stars. I gave New Moon 4 stars. New Moon and Twilight, they are good books. It really took a sharp downhill turn after that. So then we come to the only one that I can find a physical copy of. I only have a couple of my books from childhood year, and I looked through all my books like from when I moved back home, and they're not in there because I didn't take them with me. I assume that they're either in the basement, packed away with all of my childhood memories, or we threw them out. And I'm okay with either one of those options. Might throw this out. It's like a brick. It's too long. That's problem number 1. I think 100 pages of this at least could have been cut out. They're just, obviously we start off with like the wedding and, you know, the banging, although they never say it. They never say it. They're like getting busy. I think they use the word sex like a total of 3 times. Like I get that she's a Mormon, but it was painful. Like the amount of descriptions of sex without showing the sex. Oh my god, it was painful. And then she's like, I mean, this entire series is just like, Bella is horny. And in this book, Bella is really horny. Bella gets her fix and she just wants more. Yeah. And then we get like this lovely interlude of Jacob's point of view. And it's so fun. And you're like, why hasn't this whole series been in Jacob's point of view? And you kind of are just like, this is cool. I'm enjoying this. This is a fun time. Wolf dynamics. You know, we get to know Leah and Seth a little more. You're into it. You understand where Jacob's coming from. You feel his heartbreak. And then we get put back in Bella's head. And Bella's terrible. And it was even more painful coming from Jacob because I knew what I was missing. Like I knew how I could be reading this story, and it could have been better. I don't know if you hear little bells ringing, but we got a little visitor, and she's cleaning herself. Yeah, oh my god, going back to Belle's point of view was painful. I was so upset about it. And then, you know, she's a vampire, and Renesmee, what a terrible name. Like, why couldn't they go with her middle name, Carly? That's a better name. But no, Renesmee, Nessie, and like the imprinting. The whole idea that Jacob was only attracted to Bella because half of Renesmee was like in her womb. It's like a really funny like Twitter post. I don't know what social media forum it originated on. It's like, you know, if Jacob was attracted to Bella because of half of Esme like inside of her, then why wasn't he also attracted to Edward? It's phrased a little differently, but that's the gist of it. And like, it's true, you know? So I don't buy like Jacob's idea that like, oh, you know, like I was really only attracted to like what's inside me. It's like, no, like you were in love with Bella, but like you've imprinted on Renesmee, which is just weird. And then you got this whole like toddler. It's just like, I don't like age gap in my romance, and I didn't like it in my Twilight paranormal romance. Not an age gap person. They gotta be like the same age, like 6 years max. So that hurt to go through. And then like the whole build up to the whole Tori coming and like all these other vampires showing up. It's a stupid plot. It's just stupid. It's a stupid plot. I don't know. I think Eclipse could have been half as long. I think this could have lost at least 100 pages, if not 754 pages less. This could have been 0 pages, and I would have been happy. But I'm free now. It feels good. Free. Shackles of my vampire reading are off of me. I don't know. This book was just like, it wasn't good. Maybe like the last 100 pages were interesting because you had like that kind of cool standoff, you know, between the two, and that was kind of fun. And like I'm kind of interested in like the Volturi. They're kind of cool, even if they are evil. They're good villains. Why couldn't we have them in Eclipse? You know, again, Eclipse didn't have to exist. So that's the gist. Anyway, I hope this wasn't like insanely long. It probably is. Probably no one watched it, and I did all of this for no one. You know what? I did it for myself. I did it because I needed to know. I needed to know how these held up, and they don't. Well, the first two do. The first two are still good books. Good books. I wouldn't bother reading the rest ever again. I'll probably never read the series again, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, see you later, dudes.